Alright, hello everybody. Today we're going to have a very quick and very short tutorial. The subject of the tutorial today is basically the eyes, how to enhance the eyes. When you look at your subject, generally the first thing you look at when you're doing portraitures or you're looking at a portrait is the person's eyes. So we really want to make sure that those eyes really stand out, catch our attention. So we want to make them really pop. And I'm going to show you how to do that very quickly and very easily today. Now I have a lovely picture up here of this young lady that was kind enough to work with me here about a year and a half ago. We went out, we did a photo shoot just for fun, and we had a great time. And that's what photography is really all about. Going out, you and your client or the person you're shooting, just going out and having a good time and delivering beautiful photographs to them. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you today once again how to very quickly and easily enhance the subject's eyes. Alright, so we're going to start out on this main, looking at this main layer. Now generally we're going to have a lock on this main layer. I was playing around earlier, I took the lock off, so I'll put it back on there. You never really want to do any edits on the main layer. Okay, that's our pristine layer. That's our original layer. You don't want to make edits on that, okay? So what we want to do is we want to actually start off by making a copy of our original layer. To do that on the keyboard, you're just going to hit Control J. If you notice now, it'll say Layer 0 Copy. This is the layer here that we want to make our edits on. Okay. Once that's done, we want to come over here and we're going to use a tool today called the Dodge tool. It's going to be right here on our toolkit here, our toolbar. If you click on it, you're going to make sure it's highlighted. It's going to say Dodge tool on it. Like I said, this is going to be the main tool that we're just going to use today. What we want to do now is we want to zoom in on our subject's eyes. I want to bring them, get them where you're comfortable working at, what part of the screen you're working at, generally the center. If you saw me move the image around, how I did that, if you hold your spacebar down, you're going to notice that it brings up a little hand. Holding the spacebar down and holding the left mouse button down, you're able to actually move your image around while you're zoomed in. Okay, so that's how you do that. Holding the left mouse button down while the spacebar is being held down. All right, once you have your subject or your picture where you want it, we have our Dodge tool selected. We're going to take a look up here. These are just a few of the settings for our Dodge tool. I generally like to just use about 50% exposure. That is totally my preference. You can use whatever you want. And you simply just click on the little slider bar up here to change your exposure. Like I said, it's just my preference. I like to use 50%. Alright, next thing I want to do is I want to actually get my brush to the size I want to use it. Sorry about the noise. My computer loves to do all kinds of weird noises on me sometimes. And the way we're going to actually change the size of our brush, the shortcut keys on the keyboard are just your left and your right bracket keys. So very quickly and easily, that's how we change the size of our brushes. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to bring this in just a little closer. I'm going to get the brush the size I want. And now I'm simply just going to follow the curve of the line, the curve of the eye here, and I'm just going to paint in with my Dodge tool, and watch what happens. I'm just simply going to come in here and we're just going to paint in. Once, I'm going to do it again, make it stand out a little stronger, and let's do it a third time. So you really start to see that effect. Okay, now I'm going to actually move the photo over. And I'm going to do the same thing to this other eye. I'm just going to come in here, I'm going to paint 1, paint 2, and paint 3. Now, do you have to do it 3 times? No, you can do it as many times as you feel comfortable doing. Once again, this is all your preference. Also, you might be wondering, you might say, well, we see a lot of veins in the whites of the eyes. In a later video, I'm going to show you how to take care of that, get those eyes nice and white so that won't be an issue. But in this video, we're not going to deal with that. So like I said, down the road, we'll show you how to get rid of that stuff. Right now, we're just looking at enhancing basically the iris of the eyes. All right, now, if we go ahead and zoom out, you can see what kind of effect that had. Now, a nice way to see that effect is by actually using this little eyeball here on your palette, on your layers mask. You can actually click that off, and you notice that the eyes go back to normal. So you're seeing the original image again. Turn it on, that's our enhancement. Turn it off, and it's back. On, so you can see what kind of profound effect that has on the eyes. Now, some people might say, well, wow, that's just too strong of an effect. Once again, this is all personal preference. But I'm going to show you. If you do come in a little bit strong, like some people might say, well, that's really, really strong. There's a simple way we can fix that. Each layer, you can adjust the opacity, and right here is the opacity. What the opacity is how strong that layer projects itself, how strongly it's showing up. And right now, it's showing up 100%. So simply to adjust this down a little bit, we're going to simply come up here to our opacity, click on the arrow key here, and you're going to see a slider. Now, as I move this slider to the left, notice the eyes. Notice the enhancement we did. It's starting to fade away, isn't it? That's because we're lowering our opacity. Right now we're at 0 opacity, meaning that basically that layer is not showing up. So what we're going to do is we want to tweak that, bring it back to the right, and we always want to tweak that until we start seeing the effect come in to the desired strength that we really like. Okay, we can 100% really shows up. We're going to back it off a little bit. Let's say we're going to do about 64%. Let's see what that looks like. Now I can zoom out a little bit. We can actually turn that layer off again just to notice how that effect looks when it comes back on. Very simple, very quick, very easy. Just basically using your dodge tool, and right away, look at that. I mean, we have an absolutely beautiful effect. It just really makes those eyes really pop out, really stand out. All right, that was our little quick tip of the day, our little technique, enhancing the eyes. Hope everybody gets to practice this, has a great time doing it, and I'll see you guys on our next video. Take care.